All right, so starting off in the 2023 Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition. And so this is largely going to be a driving impressions video, but I have spent the last week with this Pathfinder and I've put about 200 miles on it. And so I hope what I have to say will help those in the market for a 3-row crossover kind of know if the Pathfinder Rock Creek is going to be right for you. Let me actually first start off with just the things that make the Rock Creek Edition unique. So Nissan here has taken their Pathfinder, which I really enjoyed the first Pathfinder SL that they sent me, and they've taken basically that and not quite all the options of the SL, and they've given it a slight lift kit. I think it's 0.6 inches. They've upped the power. When filled with premium, it makes 290 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque. So it's up 11 horsepower and 11 pound-feet of torque over the standard Pathfinder. You get these pretty enormous all-terrain tires. You also get kind of a beefed-up suspension and beefed-up four-wheel drive system. And just kind of making for, if you want to hit some, fire roads, some, light trails, you're going to be equipped to do so. The Rock Creek Edition also can tow up to 6,000 pounds, which is pretty cool. And it has this awesome roof rack, which looks cool. And it can also support 200 pounds while moving, but more than that, enough for like a tent and some people in it when it's stationary. So just to be direct and upfront, I think the Pathfinder is excellent. I think that this is very, very good. We have a Kia Telluride, a 2022 Kia Telluride, and I can tell you that there's some things about the Pathfinder, and especially this Rock Creek Edition, that I like even more than our Kia Telluride, which has been very well, awarded and received for, for everything that it does so well. So a couple things that this does extremely well is the motor and the transmission. This 3.5 liter V6 is very smooth and it's super easy to get power out of. I feel like in our Kia Telluride, I have to coax it a lot to give me the power that I want. And this is just pretty effortless, which has been very enjoyable. The 9-speed transmission also does a really good job. Like, it just goes through quickly, and I think it's a little more responsive than our Kia Telluride. A couple other things too that I've really loved about the Pathfinder, any Pathfinder really this would apply, are these seats. Nissan has, across the board, has done such a fantastic job with their seats, and they call them internally the zero gravity seats, and they're so comfortable. I think that these, and I like the seats in our Kia Telluride, but I think that these are far more comfortable. These are excellent, and you could spend all day in them. I like the, it's fake. I think it's fake leather, and this cloth, center pieces. I think it looks good. It's comfortable. It keeps you pretty cool, even on these, hot summer days. And overall, some of just the best seats in the segment. I think you're going to be very happy. So checking out the back seats here, it's very spacious with the second row seat all the way back and me sitting behind myself. There's lots of legroom. I'd say this is definitely comparable to our Kia Telluride. Now here with the Rock Creek Edition, you do have these rear controls, very nice, and your USBs, and you also have this removable center console. You can see it kind of wobbles there. You can remove it to get easier access to the third row. And you can also see with my daughter's slightly beat up car seat that she also has plenty of room sitting behind, where my wife usually sits, and she's also 5'9". So great for families. A couple of things too, as I'll show you just a minute, the rear seats are also very comfortable, and the third row is pretty comfortable, not quite as spacious as the Kia Telluride. And one small thing, and I'll show you this as well, the buckles for the second row and the third row especially can be very difficult to buckle. So if you have small children, I had to help my son every single time that he was back there and trying to put on a seatbelt. It was just really tough for him to do. And so just be aware, if you're a parent, you've got kids, and you're going to be utilizing that second and especially the third row frequently, then you're going to want to be aware that your kids probably will need some help, because the little buckles get pushed down into the seat. So one awesome feature about the getting into the third row is just how easily the seats come up. And in fact, you can just leave your car seat, if you had one like that, and I'll demonstrate on the other side. But as you can tell, here's my son's booster. He's got enough room, you probably need to He doesn't have very much, you know, the third or the second row seat all the way back. But if you were to move this seat forward, that gives him plenty of room back there and still pretty decent room up here. So here's that demonstration of the whole seat coming forward. That's pretty cool. Very easy for families, very easy for kids to get back there. And I like it. I like it a lot. Nice job, Nissan. Coming into the cargo area. Manual lift, that's okay though. There's a few things in the back. Decent storage. Pull this up. You've got a lot more storage underneath. Pretty cavernous. Very cool. We'll do this one because my son's seat is on the other one, but we'll push this down and you can tell that that's great. Lots of space. I mean, tons of space for your road trips. If you've got more than 2 kids, you're probably going to need a rooftop carrier, but keep in mind, you can only carry 200 pounds up there while you're moving. So, you know, keep your packing light. But overall, it's pretty cool, guys. Another thing that I've really enjoyed about this Rock Creek, which probably comes with the, you know, the larger tires, even though they're all terrain, the ride quality in here is so good. It's so smooth. It feels really nice. You know, these tires are probably helping that because I think they're just a couple pounds under inflated, just barely. But overall, it just rides really nice. The last Pathfinder I did, you know, it tested it. It felt great as well. So a couple things that this doesn't have that you might be interested in knowing is that it doesn't have a heads-up display. It doesn't have wireless charging, and it doesn't have wireless charging, and it doesn't have ventilated seats. Second row, not ventilated there either. So you don't have as many luxury features as maybe you'd find in like a similarly priced Kia Telluride. But, you know, the ruggedness of this, you know, if that's what you're into, can probably offset that. Now, I also think that, you know, if you're potentially looking at a Toyota 4Runner, this is going to, you know, give you a lot smoother ride, a more responsive transmission, a more modern engine, and it's just going to be a lot more comfortable, you know, for just kind of like cruising around in. Not nearly as capable off-road. It's not body on frame, obviously, but it's, you know, I think it's going to be a good alternative for those that are, you know, potentially, you know, looking at a 4Runner and wanting something pretty rugged. This could maybe strike that happy medium of, you know, still going off some trails and giving you that rugged feel, but also just being very comfortable on a daily driving, you know, from a daily driving perspective. So fuel economy has also been not bad. I've been averaging just about, well, let's just check here. Overall, I've been averaging just about 21 miles to the gallon, and I would say that's about 60% highway and 40% city driving. So not amazing, but also not terrible. I'm still, you know, comparing to the Kia Telluride, I'm still bewildered as to how the Telluride in the city, at least where we live here at 5,000 feet and on a slightly hilly area, we usually average around 14 or 15. So this is probably, you know, maybe slightly better, right on line where the Kia Telluride is. And if you live at a lower elevation, you know, in a more flatter area, you're probably going to get even better, you know, fuel economy than this. But, you know, not bad. On my commutes home, I've been averaging just about 26 miles to the gallon, which is, you know, pretty respectable. So the question is this worth your, well, we actually don't know the exact pricing of the Rock Creek yet. This is a pre-production model that I'm in. And but Car and Driver did report that pricing is to be expected around like $44,000 to start for the Rock Creek edition. And so I'd suspect, you know, a few upgrades are probably going to be $46,000, $47,000. And is it worth it? You know what? I think this is pretty good. It's a great family hauler. It's comfortable. It's just rugged enough. It gets decent gas mileage. It's got nice features. It's great visibility, easy to drive. It rides well. And I think, you know, as far as pricing goes for, you know, 3-row crossovers like this, I think this is probably one of the better options you can get. Especially considering, you know, you look at the luxury options, you know, from Infiniti, the, you know, sister company of Nissan, and I think that you're going to find a lot to be very happy with here in the Pathfinder. It's plenty luxurious. It's easy to drive. Like I said, it's comfortable. And overall, I think it's just been a great buy. So guys, thanks always for watching. I know this was really brief, but I definitely think that this is a solid entry into the 3-row segment. Definitely a little rugged. It's pretty cool. And if you're interested in the Pathfinder, but you want just a little more ground clearance, you know, larger tires, the cool roof rack, a little more aggressive appearance, I think that the Rock Creek is going to be exactly what you're looking for. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, especially. I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so hopefully we get there. And in the meantime, have a great one. See you guys.